the importance to any of us, especially children, to think that they play a part and that we have a voice and that we can affect our environment is very powerful.
For many kids, it's a revelation that the environment around them was shaped by someone.
They're looking all around them and they're seeing streets and buildings and vehicles and commotion and noise, and they don't know where this thing came from.
I think for us as a family, it's important to know that we have an effect on our community. We live that way. We try to be involved in all the stuff that happens here at Laurel Dell and the surrounding parks and community where we live for the value that we're trying to teach our children. It's been really important that it's not just our house that thinks that, but also your school values, that you get involved and care about your neighborhood and the people that live around you.
With architecture and with a design thinking space, we're trying to empower young people so that they feel that they have a voice in a culture that doesn't always value their voice.
It begins in a simple way, taking a look at your classroom and figuring out what about it is working and what doesn't work, and how could you change it, how could you affect it.
Laurel Dell is our neighborhood school, and with this program, they're in a very unique opportunity because they're about to go through a major renovation. The students already knew that was happening, but it was happening a half world away from them.
This is a collaboration between Youth and Arts and also the Center for Cities and Schools Y-Plan program. And Y-Plan is really a methodology, which is assessing an issue or problem, taking on a challenge, analyzing it, generating a set of design responses to it, presenting it. And I think for kids, it's kind of a magical thing to envision something that's never existed before.
Young people are so naturally creative that it's a way for them to really connect their natural instincts for fresh and new ideas to something very practical.
It's a really great opportunity for a kid to say to an architect, this is what's wrong here, and this is what we love, and this is what should stay, and this is what should change.
We've met with the 4th and 5th graders to get them involved as well, to find out what they really need and what they want their new school to be and to have. I remember when I asked, told the architect that we wanted to have, a bigger playground.
This program is based on having a meaningful impact with kids, and what that means is collaboration with the teacher, with the school, and it's usually around the curriculum that a teacher has to get across to the kids. And I think that makes the difference between a meaningful presence and parachuting in for a display of what you think you know.
I've seen kids here that are kind of shy, struggle in certain areas, but when you put materials in front of them, you put that glue in front of them, and you tell them, build something that has to do with this, their imagination just explodes and they just take off.
Les ayuda, y a lo que yo he visto, a desarrollar cómo piensan ellos, cómo les gustaría que fuera. Y no tan solo es hacer bloquecitos o pegar cosas, sino que desarrollan y ven su expectativa.
There is a plethora of research that shows that arts education increases attendance because when kids are excited and engaged about making art, then they want to come to school. And when they're excited about sharing that with their caregivers and their families, then they're also excited about school and they do better in school.
Sometimes we have like this architect art classes and music class, and sometimes I really want to come to school when we have that.
Es muy bueno porque desarrolla la imaginación de los niños. Y eso es lo que he visto en mi hija. Le ha gustado más las matemáticas, le gusta venir a la escuela y cuando tiene las clases quiere venir para seguir construyendo el espacio que la rodea.
Design principles in architecture are such an amazing thing to learn at such a young age because we've been teaching the Common Core standards now to our students for several years, and we've increased what we're expecting our students to learn with reading, with writing, with math, with science, with social studies. And architecture brings in so many of those facets into what we're expecting our kids to do.
My favorite class in school is architecture because it makes your mind even bigger to learn how people design our schools and other things. So I really got interested in architecture, and I think I'm going to be that when I grow up.
Design thinking is really what we're about. The Architect in Schools program is based on the fact that they can make an impact. They can create something in their own environment. And climate change could be the largest design problem that we face on Earth. One of the things that will affect this particular community is that San Rafael as a city is at near sea level. With the sea level rising, that becomes a design element.
Most of life is about problem solving, and that's what this kind of design does. It asks kids to find a problem and then design a solution for the problem.
What Youth in Arts and Y-Plan both offer is methodology, so that it's not just coming in and standing around and hanging out with kids, but that we're really doing something principled, something organized, something that has intention. I'm very excited to introduce this process to this generation of students because we need them more than ever to use the design thinking process to take on the challenges that they're going to be facing with climate change, sea level rise, and now some of the political challenges.
I think we're living in a time where we all need to step up, and it is about reclaiming and providing young people with a sense of who they are.
When you enlist young people as innovators and as problem solvers, and you also introduce them to a set of real tools to solve those problems, they love it. They take on that challenge and they go for it.